Hey YouTube, check these guys out looking all happy in their new tank. Today we're going to upgrade from a 46-gallon bow front to a 75-gallon long. Stick around while we go over the proper way of upgrading your tank and transferring your boys and girls safely into their new home. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to KaveMan Aquatics. I'm Kev, and today we're going to be upgrading our tank and moving our fish into their new home right away. I don't know if they're excited as I am, but we're gonna find out. No one wants to set up the new tank and test water parameters for days and wait for a cycle, so I'm gonna show you exactly how to set up and move fish with no time to waste. But first, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing so you won't miss any new content. Don't forget that bell icon either. So we're upgrading from a 46-gallon bow front to a 75-gallon long tank. Nearly double the size for my guys. I really hope they love it. First thing we need to do is drain our old tank. This will lighten the load when it comes time to move the tank from its position and set up the new tank where you want it to go. Make sure you unplug everything from your outlets so you don't end up snagging something. Keep the old tank close by so we can transfer things easily. Now that the tanks are in place, next thing I'm going to do is set up the old tank with some aeration. I'm using an air stone attached to my battery backup air pump. You can simply reconnect the air pump you have at this point. We want to make sure the water in our old tank stays oxygenated while we set up the new tank. Now I'm transferring over my wave makers and positioning them where it makes the most sense to help push the detritus towards the filter intakes. Next, add your decor and set up as much as you can the way you want before adding the substrate. Now is a good time to transfer over the heater, as well as going to set up some towels on the floor to get ready for the substrate transfer. Transferring the substrate is important. I understand you may want to change your substrate and try something new, but if you do, you run the risk of losing a lot of beneficial bacteria. This bacteria is going to be super important in cycling your new tank and being able to transfer your fish over without any issues. In my case, I'm very happy with the substrate I currently have. It's also mixed with aragonite sand, which is going to help in buffering my water and raising the pH to the ideal levels for my African cichlids. I had mixed in so much aragonite with my original sand that there's enough substrate in my 46-gallon to cover the entire bottom of my 75. You can always add more substrate if you need to, but using your established substrate from your old tank is very important. Now is a good time to transfer over your filter. Unfortunately, that video got corrupted and I lost all the footage, but here's a shot of the filter in place and installed. I have to stress, do not clean your old filter right now before putting onto your new tank. Your old filter is already seeded, and cleaning it now may kill off the very important beneficial bacteria we need. Using your old filter and the media inside it is just as important as the substrate that we transferred over. Your filter is carrying tons of beneficial bacteria needed to complete the nitrogen cycle. This is how we bypass the cycling time on a new tank. Next step is to begin filling up your new tank. Wash off any decor that may have gotten some substrate on it in the previous step. Here's a quick look at all the products I use to keep great water condition and feed great high quality nutrient rich foods. Can you tell I love these fish? While the tank is filling up, I'm going to go ahead and add my water conditioners to begin stabilizing the tank for the fish. Most important thing you need is your dechlorinator. Filling your entire tank with tap water is going to have a lot of chlorine. I would use a double dose of dechlorinator at this point. I use Prime and it gets the job done. Then I'm going to add some Chem Stress Guard to the water to help in reducing the fish's stress levels from entering their new environment. I'm also adding Malawi Buffer and Cichlid Lake Salt, following the dosage instructions on the bottles to ensure that the water reaches the proper pH levels before transferring my fish. I forgot I had purchased a second heater, which is unnecessary for this size tank, but serves as a good redundant backup in case one heater fails. At this point, my water is buffered and the temperature is the same as the old tank, so it's ready for the fish. I'll transfer over a few at a time, keeping an eye on their behavior in case I have to quickly remove them. Now check them out, exploring their new environment and loving it. So here's a shot of the new tank, guys, all set up and ready to go. If you like that video, first hit that thumbs up button, then hit the subscribe button right here, and then watch this next video on setting up your FX6 canister filter. Right here.